Here she is, the most talked about student in SS3. Kira wasn't just popular, she was unbeatable. Every time she came out as the best student in the class, taking first position with ease. But there was something strange about it. Despite her excellent result, Kira wasn't intelligent. At least not in the usual sense. When questions were thrown at her in class, she often stared blankly, confused and unable to respond. Even the teachers found it puzzling. How could someone who couldn't answer basic questions be topping the class every single time? Rumors began to fly around the school. Her classmates gossiped that she's cheating. Some said she's bribing the teachers. Two of the brightest students, Toby and Martins, known for their academic brilliance, were especially troubled by this mystery. No matter how hard they try, they never managed to beat Kira's score. One afternoon, they meet behind the science lab. There is only one way to solve this, Martin said. We need to get close to her. Become her friend, if possible. It's the only way we will understand what is going on. Toby chuckled. Be friends with Kira? That's impossible. We all know that Kira is rude and saucy. She's full of herself. Besides, she sees us as her rival. Why would she want to be friends with us? But then, Toby's eyes is full of mischievous glints. You know what? I won't just become her friend. I will make her my girlfriend. Whatever it takes to expose the truth behind her results. To win Kira over, Toby outdid himself. He wore his freshest uniform to school, sprayed an expensive perfume, and had his hair neatly trimmed. As he walked into the classroom that morning, all eyes were on him. Girls whispered and blushed, admiring his new look. But Toby wasn't moved. He had a mission. To everyone's surprise, he walked straight to Kira's desk and sat beside her. But Kira, too proud and full of herself, she didn't even glance at him. Game on, Toby muttered under his breath. Soon, class began. The teacher walked in and as usual posed a challenging question. He pointed at Kira to give the answer to the question, but Kira just stared blankly, unable to respond. Toby intervened and whispered the answer to her, and she repeated it. The room fell silent for a second. Did Kira just answer a question? One student whispered. By break time, the news had spread like wildfire. The entire school was buzzing with one question. Since when does Kira answer questions in class? After school, Toby caught up with her. Hey, I'm Toby. I just want to. But before he could finish, Kira cut him off. Look, I'm not indebted to you. You chose to help me today. I didn't ask for it. Toby stood there stunned. Her rudeness hit hard, but he kept in school. I am not saying you owe me anything. I just want to know you, Toby said. Well, I am not interested in making friends. She snapped and walked away. Toby returned to Martins later that day, frustrated. I told you, didn't I? Martins said with a sigh. But Toby wasn't ready to give up. His disappointment turned into a deeper curiosity. She's hiding something, he said to himself, and I'm going to find out what. That same afternoon, without telling Martins, Toby trailed Kira after school. He followed her quietly from a distance until she entered a strange-looking house on a quiet street. Kira left the door slightly open. Toby waited a few minutes, then tiptoed closer to take a peek inside. The next morning, everyone was in class except Toby. Martins assumed he was just running late, until the head teacher walked in with a grim expression. Student, he said. Toby's parents reported that he didn't return home last night. Growls filled the classroom. Martin's heart skipped a bit. Something wasn't right. Where was Toby? After Toby mysteriously disappeared, Martins knew he had to act fast. He wanted to confront Kira, but something about the situation felt dangerous. If Toby got close to her and vanished, then anything could happen. The school was tense. The head teacher summoned the entire SS3 class for questioning. One by one, the students gave their accounts. The first student said, I saw Toby talking to Kira during lunch break. The second student added, after school, I noticed Toby taking the same route Kira always uses. Then the third student said, I saw Toby and Martins having a serious conversation before school closed. Now, only two names stood out, Martins and Kira. The head teacher called Martins in for questioning. When last did you see Toby? She asked. Martins replied, during lunch. We usually walk home together, but after school I couldn't find him anywhere. The head teacher took note of his information. Then it was Kira's turn. A student reported seeing you talking to Toby. What were you two discussing? The teacher asked. Kira responded coldly. Nothing serious. The teacher leaned forward. Then tell me the not so serious thing you guys discussed. Kira stared at her blankly, her expression unreadable. Now the head teacher grew suspicious. Another student said Toby followed your route home. What do you say about that? Kira shrugged. I don't know where Toby is. The head teacher, now uneasy, decided to check Kira's student profile. But when she searched the school database, there was no record of Kira. She refreshed the system again and again. Still nothing. Who registered you into the school? The head teacher asked. My grandmother, Kira answered calmly. Tell her to come to school tomorrow, the teacher instructed. The next morning, the students arrived. Kira was present, but the head teacher wasn't. She never showed up. Now the mysterious had happened. Toby and the head teacher are missing. Where could they be? Who is behind their strange disappearance? Since the missing people were from SS3 class, the principal had a lead. He summoned the entire SS3 class to the assembly ground. His voice was stern as he addressed them. If this matter isn't resolved, it will bring disgrace to this school, and I will not let it happen under my watch. Holding on to the official student portal list, he began calling out names one by one. Each student stepped forward and marked their presence. Kira's heart raced. This was it. Her secret was about to be exposed. One by one, the students marked their attendance. Until the list was done, Kira's name was not on it. The principal narrowed his eyes and slowly approached her. Who are you? He asked. Kira shivered, unable to respond. How did you get into my school? Who admitted you? Kira remained silent. The principal picked up his phone to call the police. But before he could dial the number, Kira dropped on her knees. Please spare me, sir. Then speak, the principal said. What happened to Toby and the head teacher? My grandmother is holding them captive, Kira said. Where? At our house. Without delay, the principal called the police. A team of officers, along with the principal and few staff members, followed Kira to her home, a strange one-down house deep in the woods. When they arrived, a chilling wind blew through the trees. The door creaked open on its own, sending shivers down everyone's spine. Fear settled on the group. The principal turned to Kira. Tell your grandmother to release Toby and the head teacher now. But the voice that responded wasn't from Kira. It came from inside. They cannot be released unless a price is paid, an eye for an eye. Without waiting, the principal charged into the house. But suddenly a violent wild wind burst him out of the door, throwing him and slamming his back against the tree. Then from the shadows, a creepy-looking creature emerged, fire glowing in its mouth and its eyes burning red. Everyone stood frozen. But Kira stood up, tears rolling down her cheeks. Take me, she said. Let them go. I will pay the price. The creature groaned. It will cost you 7 lifetimes of pain and suffering. Kira nodded slowly. I accept it. With a terrifying roar, the creature opened its mouth wide and swallowed Kira. In that instant, Toby and the head teacher were released, weak and unconscious, but they are still alive. The creature vanished. The old house crumbled to dust, disappearing as if they never existed. An ambulance arrived and rushed Toby and the head teacher to the hospital. Everyone who witnessed that day would never forget about it. What about Kira? She was gone. But some said, when you walk through the wood at night, you can still hear her voice, begging for freedom, trapped in the cycle of 7 lifetimes.